Okay, welcome back to this full Excel eSports course. We're past the halfway point now, and we're going into the maps section. So this is going to be an intro video, and then we're going to talk about these topics. So flattening a map, how to do all kinds of distance calculations, how to solve mazes, how to solve arrow type maps, and then some example solves. After that, we'll go into a programming chapter before wrapping the course up. So I've made this little flowchart here to lay out a little bit about the types of things you'll be asked. So if you have a map case, there's generally two scenarios. We'll actually start on the right here. So the first scenario is that you are given directions. So these are the things you need to consider. So how are you given those directions? Normally it will be arrows or something else. There might be a number of steps per arrow. You might have to interact with some objects. For example, you might be given a bunch of arrows and told how many bananas you collect. You might bounce off walls, various other things. And then you have your out of bounds consideration. So what happens when you hit a wall or the edge of a map? Do you stop? Do you glide along it? Do you bounce on it? These are all things we've seen before. So let's have a quick look at some of those. So here's one, for example. So we have a bunch of arrows and a map, which is a mine. So the arrows will tell us where we need to go. And generally the complexities in this case come from interactions with the objects that you stand on, or the interaction when you try to run into a wall or try to go out of bounds of the map. So this is all single arrows. You may also have multiple arrows. So on this one we have a kind of football field. Players have control of certain positions, and the case will tell us that a ball is kicked, 4 spaces up and 5 to the right, for example. So here we have that kind of steps per arrow thing coming in. We're getting 5 steps, then 4 steps, and so on and so on. But the point is you're told where you're going. Now let's move into the other branch. So no directions are given, your steps are not told to you. And under that branch, you're generally asked 2 types of questions. The first is all about distance. So what is your distance from a start point to an end point, or a goal thing in the map? That distance can be asked with or without things blocking you. You have to consider what directions you go. Can you go diagonally, or just up, down, left, right? What's the cost of moving each direction? And so on and so on. So let's have a look at those for a second. So treasure hunt here. Your start point was a boat, and you are told to go to certain pieces of treasure, and you need to find the distance. So you need to consider what directions you can travel. What's the cost of those directions? So in this case, each cell was not worth 1. It was worth kind of 3 down, 4 across, and 5 diagonally. So you'd need to find the optimal distance to get to a piece of treasure. So for something down here, for example, your optimal would be to go diagonally as far as you can, and then straight across. So kind of this would be your optimal route to that piece of treasure. In other scenarios, you might have kind of a straight line Pythagorean distance. So your optimal route, you can't draw on this map, but it's basically a diagonal all the way straight through to it. So that's a good example of distance and kind of non-scaled maps. And here's another example, Bear Island. So the same concept, you have a plane down in this cell here, and you need to get to it from anywhere on the map. There's no different scaling on this one, it's just straight steps. If I was up here, my route might look something like a bunch of diagonals straight to the plane. However, you're not allowed to step on this water. So then you have another complication where you need to go around objects. So that's where the blockers kind of come in. In this particular case, we also couldn't go near these bears. So we'll talk about how to solve that problem. And I guess branching off of those distance kind of step calculations is teleportation. So we've seen this a few times now. It's where you can essentially go into one cell and you will appear somewhere else on the map, or through a wall and you'll wrap around to the other side. And then the other type of question that could be asked when no directions are given are about proximity. So it's still related to distance, but you might see questions like, what is the closest cactus or something else? So on this case, we had what is the closest, pick your item. We also had how many are within 3 steps of you, and so on and so on. And in this case, we had the complication that you can't walk on these walls and you can't go near any snakes. So this introduces proximity, distance, all the stuff we've seen before, really. And then branching off of kind of proximity, the complex topic here would be regions. So in a case like this, we had a big grid with numbers and letters, and one of the questions was to find the regions, so where letters are linked either diagonally or horizontally or vertically, and essentially the region had to be boxed in by only numbers. So this is boxed in completely by numbers, so it's this peach colour here is its own region, and we want to find the sum of numbers in a region. So in this maps chapter, we're going to try and cover all of this stuff. So that's it for the intro on maps. Next video will be about how to flatten a map, which is kind of amending it to a more usable structure, which will make the other stuff a lot easier. So I will see you for that one.